20 years later, and this book still hits. Did you hear me? 20 years later, and this book still hits. Welcome to Read and Reviewed. Today we're talking about The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. So I all of a sudden decided I wanted to do a nostalgic read because I'm a mood reader and I was feeling nostalgic. And something in my soul was like, Percy Jackson, Percy Jackson, Percy Jackson. I was like, oh, okay, like say less, say less. Now I read Percy Jackson when I was in the 6th grade and you could not tell me nothing. I ate that book up. I ate the whole series up. I even ate the other series that were based off that series up. And I was in the pits of Greek mythology. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I knew everything about everything about everything. But then I kind of fell off the bandwagon of Greek mythology and Percy Jackson series. And so coming back into this book, I was a little nervous because I didn't want my inner child to be hurt because now adult me is like, oh, this book is so kiddish. That was not the case. That was not the case. This book still hits. This book came out in 2005. It is 2025 and it's still just as good as I remember. Oh my God. The setting, magical, the humor, top tier, like the inner child in me was like jumping for joy. I'm like, yes. Like, when I was reading that book, I could not contain my joy. I could not contain my joy. It was funny. It was just refreshing to just read. It was refreshing to read that book. I don't know why. It just felt so refreshing. Like, I felt renewed after reading The Lightning Thief. It was so good. And then I decided to watch the movie, which, why are always the movies worse? They're just worse. I'm so glad I chose that as my nostalgic read, and I've all of a sudden decided to just continue the series on. So I've read The Sea of Monsters. It wasn't a 5 stars for me like The Lightning Thief, but it was like a 4.75. And now I'm just gonna continue on reading the rest of this series, and I decided that every month I'm gonna do a nostalgic read. So this is your sign to do a nostalgic read. If you have done a nostalgic read, like, what books are you reading? If you have read the Percy Jackson series, like, let's talk about it down below, because I need to talk to people about this book, because the inner kid in me is like, please, can we talk more about it? Like, she's trying to come out because this book was so good, and I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. It was pure magic. It was just like pure magic reading that book. I'm so glad I picked it up as my nostalgic read. Make sure you guys are following me on Fable to see what I'm reading in real time. Thank you for tuning in to Read and Reviewed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.